So with the Sig P320, what I think is going on is that the 9mm fire control unit is being shipped out with the 45 caliber takedown safety lever, and this would allow it to both insert a magazine and for the sear not to be fully engaged. So if you look down here, this is what blocks the magazine well, and when you use the safety takedown lever, it moves that back to block the magazine well. But on a 45 caliber gun, this would need to be further back because the magazine is longer, and so it'd be more like this. But with the longer, with the 45 caliber, it would allow a 9mm magazine to be inserted. Now, that may not be an issue, except for this is also what controls the sear going up and down. So if you look back here, as that bar moves back, you'll see the sear going up and down. Can you see that back here? So with the longer bar installed, what is probably going on is that the bar is actually probably sitting more like this, which wouldn't allow for full sear engagement. Now the striker needs to catch on the sear in order to pull it back into the cocked position. So this is the striker, and this needs to catch on the sear in order to pull this back to be cocked. But if the bar is too long, what is going on is the sear is dropping down just a little bit, just enough to where it'll catch it enough to cock the striker, but it won't stay there long enough to keep it from going forward if the slide gets jostled. So, I don't know, let me go off screen just real quick to put this all back together so I can show you the slop in the slot between the slide and the fire control unit. Sorry, YouTube won't allow this to be shown. Alright, so you see this slop right here? Well, let's see if I can do it this way. The camera's a little close. So this slop right here, that wouldn't be much for most guns, and that probably wouldn't be such an issue if that sear didn't drop down. And so when that sear drops down, even just a little bit, so if that sear just drops down just a little bit, it would allow that striker to slip off of the ledge. I don't know if it'll let you show. Come on, focus. So there's a striker, or there's the sear all the way up. But when the safety takedown lever is done, it drops the sear just a little bit. And so if the sear is not all the way down, but only partially up, it would allow for enough engagement to catch the striker, but not enough to where that slop wouldn't allow the striker to slip off of this ledge right here, which would allow the striker to go forward at full speed and hit the case. It is not the case that when you put this together and you don't hit the slide release, it doesn't allow the, like if you do it and then if you put this together without hitting the slide release, you might hear what sounds like the striker going back forward, but it's actually just a trigger resetting. I mean, you might be able to hear the difference between the two. So here's just the trigger resetting, and then here is the striker. Trigger reset, striker. Trigger reset, striker. Okay, so The striker going back forward, I think it's just slipping off of the ledge due to the 45 caliber bar being used instead of the 9mm one. Hopefully that helps y'all.